Welcome, students. Before we start today's topic, I would like to ask you a question. When you go out to have some food in a hotel, when you dine out somewhere, have you ever wondered from where this food has come to the table? Yes, of course, it has been cooked in the kitchen of the hotel, but the journey of the food doesn't start from the kitchen only. It starts way before it came to the kitchen of the hotel. It started in the fields, in the farmhouses where the farmers have grown those food grains and vegetables. The farmers have cultivated them, harvested them, and then after harvesting they have sent them those food grains and the vegetables to the market. From that market, the hotel owner or the restaurant owners buy those food grains and vegetables, fruits, etc., bring them to the kitchen, cook them, and serve these food items to the guest. So while buying this from the farmers and then serving to the customers, the hotels or restaurants have to perform various activities, such as they have to do advertisement. Advertisement is providing information about the products available with the hotel, the services available with the hotel, so that customer come there and enjoy those services. And beside that, there are so many risks while doing the business. So that risk management is to be done with the help of insurance. The risk, like recently, for example, the corona has caused such a loss to all the hotel industry because of the lockdown. There may be some accident which has not been foreseen. So see, this is to be managed. They need to manage finances, which they have to go to the banks to get loans, etc. They need transportation to bring the raw material from the farmhouses to their kitchens, and then in the transportation of customers in and out from the hotels and restaurants. They need storage to store the raw material they have bought in advance, and sometimes to store the goods which have been produced in advance. All these services which help in the smooth running of the business are called business services, and this is our today's topic, and let's start it. So student, today's topic, business services. Let us see what are the expected learning outcomes of the topic. After doing this topic, you will be able to understand meaning of services, different types of business services, meaning and functions of banks, and various types of bank accounts offered by the banks. Now we will start with services. So what is a service? A service is a separately identifiable, essentially intangible activity that provides satisfaction of wants and is not necessarily linked to the sale of a product or another service. So it means that services are intangible benefits which have want satisfaction, power to satisfy the wants. These are not cannot be seen or touched, but can be felt. They are not related like the goods. They are different from the goods. So let us see what are the services and their nature is. Different features of the services are that the services are intangible. The services cannot be seen or touched, but can be felt, like the services of a doctor. Another feature is services are inconsistent. They differ from person to person, customer to customer. For example, services of a hairdresser. And the next feature is services are inseparable. They cannot be separated from the source of providing services. They are to be consumed at the same time when these are being provided, like the services of a makeup artist. The next feature is that the services have no inventory because they are intangible, so they cannot be stored. Just unlike the goods which can be stored in the stores for future use. Involvement. The services need involvement of the customer at the time of providing the service. For example, when dining out or eating food in the hotel, the customer must be present there to enjoy the moment and enjoy the food. So involvement of customer is must. So let us see what are the types of services available. The services are basically of three types. The first one is business services. Business services are the activities which help a business in its smooth running of the business, such as banking, insurance, transportation, and warehousing. Also, advertisement is another service. And there are social services which help in the betterment of the society, like organizing free medical camp, helping in the education of poor sections of society. And the third type of services are personal services, which are enjoyed differently by different people. Person to person, the services differ, like the services of tourism, the services of a
tailored. They differ from one person to another person. Every person will enjoy it in a different way, avail it in a different way. So let's focus on our main topic, that is business services. So the first business service we are going to take up is banking. So banking, as the name suggests, connects with the banks. So what is banking? Banking is the process of accepting deposit for the purpose of lending, and the deposit in the form of loans. These deposits are received from the public and repayable on demand through the checks or ATM withdrawal or through demand draft or any other mode of payment. The deposits are called from the public, attracted from the public in the form of various accounts, saving, fixed deposit and recurring deposit account. Banks allow interest on the deposits and charge interest on the loans in order to earn profits. So there are different types of banks which perform the banking function. So let us see what are those types. The first is commercial bank, then cooperative bank, specialized banks and central bank. Let's see what is commercial bank. These are the institutions dealing in money and credit. The most commonly found banks around us are commercial banks, where we can open our accounts. Any individual, an organization, anyone can open an account in the commercial banks. These banks are governed by Indian Banking Regulation Act 1949. The commercial banks are of further two types, public sector bank and private sector bank. The public sector banks are the banks which are owned and managed by the central government, and they have the priority of helping in the national development and development of the economy. These banks include the banks like State Bank of India, Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda, Punjab and Sindh Bank, UCO Bank, etc. Earlier, all these banks were private banks at the time of independence, but in 1969, the government at that time nationalized 14 banks in the country and took them under its control. So these banks were converted to public sector banks, and in 1980 another 6 banks were nationalized and total nationalized banks were 20. But in 2020, after merger of few nationalized banks, now the number of public sector banks has reduced to 12 banks. So right now 12 banks are there in India which are nationalized bank or public sector banks. The another type of commercial bank is private sector bank. These are owned and managed by the private owners, individuals and groups like ICICI Bank, IDFC Bank, Federal Bank, HDFC Bank, etc. So there are so many private sector banks working in India. Right at this time, there are 19 private sector banks working in India, and out of these banks, the largest banks are HDFC and ICICI. There are other popular private banks like Catholic Syrian Bank, Dhanalakshmi Bank, IDBI Bank, etc. The next type of banks after commercial bank is cooperative bank. So these are the banks which are set up as a cooperative organizations. So they work on cooperative principles, and they are registered under Cooperative Societies Act of India, and these are governed by the Cooperative Society Management Committee, and they are the major source of rural credit in India. The next type of bank is specialized bank. These are the special purpose bank which have been set up for a very special purpose, and they work for that purpose only, such as foreign exchange bank are set up to manage the foreign exchange, currency exchange, etc. Whereas there are Exim banks which are export import bank, and they help in dealing in the transactions of export and import. There are industrial bank which provide loan to industries. So next type of bank is central bank. It is also called bankers bank. So it is a bank to all the banks of the economy in the country. So in any country, the central bank is the apex bank or the main bank which controls the entire banking system. The banks, they have to go to the central bank for guidelines and their working, to regulate their workings. It controls and regulates the operations of all the banks, and it is in India, the name of the central bank is Reserve Bank of India, set up in the year 1935. Now let's see what are the functions of the commercial banks. The basic functions of commercial banks are primary function and secondary function. So every commercial bank performs two category of functions. So the primary functions are two primary functions which are performed by every commercial bank, that is accepting the deposit and lending the credit. So the banks accept deposit from the depositors in the form of saving account, fixed deposit or recurring deposits. The banks also give a loan to their customers. They provide loan to the business for short term, middle term and long term needs, whereas they provide loans to the individuals for their domestic needs like to build house, to buy a car or motorbike, and for personal purposes also. The banks charge interest on the bank loans, whereas they allow interest on the deposits. The interest on loans is the main source of income of every bank. So the banks have to give credit to earn more incomes. The secondary function of the banks are they help in check facility. They provide check facility, so they collect checks of their customers, and they also provide them a facility to pay through checks which are drawn on their own account. So check payment is safe, and it is also digital kind of payment which is from account to another account. Another function of the secondary function is remittance of funds. So banks they provide the facility of remitting of funds from one account to another account. Beside this, banks provide elite services which are personal services such as payment of insurance premium, collection of dividend on behalf of the customer. Banks also provide bank overdraft. This is a facility provided on current account only. The holders of current account can withdraw more than the available balance in their bank account. This way they can honor their payments even if they don't have cash in their bank account. For this, bank charges fee also, which is also called interest on bank overdraft. So this overdraft facility helps a business to keep it away from the hassles of bouncing of checks and other such kind of problems. Another type of help services provided by the banks are cash credit. Cash credit is a very short-term loan provided by the banks to a business house. It enables a company to withdraw money from the bank when without having a credit balance in its bank account. This is also just like overdraft. It has a borrowing limit, and the interest will be charged on the amount out of the borrowing limit which has been withdrawn by the company, not on the entire borrowing limit. This seems to be very much similar to the bank overdraft, but cash credit is quite different from the bank overdraft. Let us see what is the difference between bank overdraft and cash credit. The purpose of cash credit is to help a business to buy raw material, take care of receivables and maintain its stock levels, whereas the purpose of bank overdraft is to keep the business operational. The cash credit is available on hypothecation, that is on security of some current asset, stock, inventory, etc., whereas for bank overdraft no security of any sort of asset is required. The interest rate on cash credit is lower than the interest on bank overdraft, whereas the minimum amount of cash credit can be up to 60% of the value of stock and receivables, whereas bank overdraft's limit is decided on the basis of the past record, track record, and the available balance in the bank account of that person. To avail cash credit, one new account has to be opened, whereas bank overdraft is available on existing current account. So I hope it is clear that how the cash credit is different from the bank overdraft. So both of these are short-term sources of finance from the banks. Now let's see what are the different types of bank accounts. The most commonly available used bank account is saving account. It can be opened online, offline, in both modes by filling a bank opening form, and it can be opened by any person, individual person, resident, association, club, etc. Banks provide 2 checkbooks and facility of internet banking and payment of bank various bills and recharges, etc. on this account, and NEFT and other services are available on saving account. It can be opened by minors, so students' bank accounts are also open with zero balance, so you can also open a saving account in any bank. The next type of bank account is current account. This account can be opened by any resident, individual, association or business organization. So basically all business organizations have to open a current account. In this account, bank overdraft facility is available and internet banking facility is also available, and there is no limit on deposits and withdrawal in this account. Funds can be remitted from any part of the country to corresponding accounts through current account only, whereas there is a limit on withdrawals, number of withdrawals and amount of withdrawal and deposit in saving account, which is not in case of current account. So that's why it is more suitable to the business organization. It is especially suitable to the business organization. The next type of account is a recurring deposit account. In this account, fixed amount is deposited after a fixed interval of time. So it is recurring. Again and again the installments are deposited. The time period of this account can be from 6 months to 120 months, and the fixed installments are fixed at the time of opening of this account. The amount and the frequency of installments once fixed cannot be changed. The interest is compounded quarterly, and the total amount of interest is paid back along with the principal amount at the time of maturity of the recurring deposit account. This is another type of account which gives the benefit of saving as well as higher rate of interest to the depositor. So next type of account is fixed deposit account. In this account, a fixed amount is deposited for a fixed period of time. The rate of interest on this account is higher than the saving account rate of interest, and this type of account is of two types: STR, short term deposit receipts, which has a tenure of 7 days to 179 days, and FDR, fixed deposit receipts, which has a tenure of 7 days to 10 years. The rate of interest on fixed deposit is higher than the rest of the different types of accounts. Next is multiple option deposit account. And this is a recent type of account which has been offered by the banks. It has a combination of saving account and fixed deposit account, or current account and fixed deposit account. And limit is fixed in this account, up to which the amount will be kept in the saving account, and the amount beyond that limit will be automatically transferred to the fixed deposit account. For example, if someone has fixed a limit of 50,000 in the multiple option deposit account, the moment the amount in the bank account increases becomes more than 50,000 rupees, the excess amount will be transferred to a fixed deposit automatically by the system. And the amount which is transferred to fixed deposit will earn higher rate of interest, whereas the amount which is kept in the saving account will get interest of the saving account rate of interest. So an account holder who is having saving account will earn an interest of 3.5% as per the example if he has a normal saving account. So for example, in our example I have taken earlier, 50,000 rupees is the threshold limit. So the 50,000 rupees, if a person deposits 1 lakh in his saving account, so even on that he will get or she will get 3.5% rate of interest. Whereas if that person has opened a multiple option deposit account, then on 50,000 rupees he or she will get 3.5% rate of interest, which is of saving account. Whereas next rate higher than the amount, 50,000 rupees amount, will earn an interest more than 8 to 9%, which is the rate of interest on fixed deposits. In this way, the account holder can earn higher interest, and this will increase the earnings of the account holder, and this account attracts a lot of depositors because it offers them flexibility, because withdrawals can be made anytime whenever required without any hassle and without any problem. Automatically the amount will be withdrawn from the fixed deposit whenever a request is made to the bank through ATM or online mode. Any mode of payment can be used, and the fixed deposit will be converted to saving whenever the amount demand is made for the withdrawal. So this is very flexible option. That's all with today's lesson. Today we have done meaning and nature of services, meaning and types of banks, that is commercial bank, cooperative banks, specialized banks and central bank. Function of banks, primary and secondary. Types of bank account, saving, fixed deposit, recurring deposit and multiple option deposit accounts. So these are the topics we have done till now. The rest of the topic we will do in the next video. So I'm going to give you an assignment, and it comprises of 3 questions. The first question is a multiple choice question. Bank provides a facility of fund transfer from one place to another on account of interconnectivity of branches. Such facility is called as A. Acceptance of deposit, B. Lead services, C. Lending of funds, or D. Remittance of funds. Question number 2 is a descriptive question. Explain the functions of commercial banks with an example of each. So you have to write the examples of each and every function of commercial banks. Question number 3 is What are services? Explain their distinctive characteristics. So you have to explain the meaning of services and their features.